Detroit Pistons select Cade Cunningham from Oklahoma State.
Alright, Pistons fans, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about Killian Hayes. So, Killian Hayes, as you all know, he's my guy. I've been supporting him for a very long time. I really like his game, and I believe in the potential and the ability for him to get better in the future. But there is an issue that I've noticed with him. His health has kind of began to become a little bit of a concern for me. But we're gonna get into that here in a second. But before we do, please make sure you guys like this video. Today's like goal is 100 likes. And subscribe to the channel if you're new. So first and foremost, put the image on the screen right now. It says Killian Hayes is doubtful to play tonight against the Sacramento Kings via James Edwards III. So that game was yesterday. Obviously, the Pistons got a W. Shout out to Kelly Olynyk, first game back. Sadiq Bey, 30-point ball game. But the point is that Killian Hayes, he didn't play last night, and he's out right now and will probably be doubtful and questionable for more games in the future. So I actually wanted to take a look at his history so far with his injuries, and you kind of begin to see a pattern of him just constantly over and over again getting hit with these little ticky-tack injuries, and then every now and then he'll get hit with something kind of serious. So obviously we all know that he missed most of his rookie season due to that right hip injury that really derailed him and held him back. But then he eventually got healthy. He came back in the offseason, and according to all the reports, he was looking solid. He went over to France and he said that he focused on improving his defense, and everything was looking good in terms of the health for Killian Hayes. But he came back, and then reports came out that he had to miss a few days during training camp because he had an injury. And then if I remember correctly or not, I think he missed one game of the preseason. I don't remember, but I think he did. And then so far this season, Killian has only played in 33 games. And so far for the totality of the season, we've played 44 games. So Killian is 11 games behind everyone else who's been healthy. And for this season, I'm not counting protocol. Obviously, that's not something you could count against him. I'm just talking about the little mysterious injuries that he had this year. I remember he had that thumb injury that was really bothering him. He missed a lot of his shots after he was shooting really well early on in the season. That was one of them. And then he just always has these little mysterious injuries, like tonight against the Sacramento Kings, and he'll miss a game every now and then. So when you look at the history of Killian Hayes and his health, it does begin to make you kind of get concerned. But then again, at the same time, I'm not too worried. I remember someone like Steph Curry, for example, early on in his career, they didn't think he could last long. He had injury after injury after injury. But then again, you do have your other guards like Markelle Fultz, for example, who has injuries and can't really recover from those. Now Markelle, he's been decent so far since he's gotten healthy, but he's never going to reach the level where we all thought he could be, being the first overall pick. So you have some guys who can do well and bounce back from injuries, but you have other guys who can never truly recover. So with Killian Hayes in particular, I feel like he's going to be one of the guys who, he's going to continue to struggle with these knick-knack, ticky-tack, out of nowhere injuries that's going to keep him out every now and then. And I just hope that he never has another, major hip injury that will keep him out for the majority of the season. So for me, I'm just going to continue to monitor Killian's health and see where he goes, because we all know that Killian Hayes, he has defensive instincts, defensive IQ. He's a natural gifted passer. He just knows where to put the ball in certain positions to help out his teammates. And then also for a guard, being 6'5", he uses his height to his advantage to get rebounds. So the only thing is right now, he doesn't really have confidence on the offensive end of the floor. He passes up a lot of open shots pretty often. He doesn't look to score too often. And currently he's an inconsistent scorer. So with those two areas, with him not being confident and his inconsistency on the offensive side of the floor, the only way to change and improve that is for him to continue to play basketball games and train. But you can't play basketball games and you can't train if you're constantly getting injured. So I just want him to get healthy, man. I really do. And I want him to stay healthy for a longer extended period of time. And my last point that I'm going to mention before I get out of here, I want to say that also with him being out, his chemistry with Cade Cunningham is going to be slowed down a bit. These two guys, they're going to have to learn how to play with each other unless the Pistons decide to go after someone else like Jalen Brunson in the offseason, or in the draft, if we fall to number 4 or number 5, go with Jaden Ivey over Duren. If Killian doesn't want that to happen, he's going to have to step it up for the rest of this season and once he comes back from this injury. So Pistons fans, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Thank y'all for 4K, and I'm out.